Hi friends, today I'm going to be showing you a math game called Double Digit War. Double digit numbers are numbers with two numbers put together. The first number is the tens number, and the second number is the ones number. We've been working with tens and ones for a while now. This should be a great way to practice comparing those numbers. Comparing means to look at how things are the same, how they're different. We compare numbers in terms of more, less, and the same. Okay? Let's go over some of that vocabulary. More and greater than are two words that we describe sets with a lot of objects that have a big number of stuff. Here are two cards with fish on them. Which one has more, or which one is greater? The card with 6 on it is greater than the card that has 4. Because 6 is a bigger number than 4, we would say that number is more or greater than. Okay? All right, which card of turtles has less than or fewer? Less means a smaller amount or not many, right? So which card of turtles shows less or fewer? This card of 5 turtles is fewer than the card of 6 turtles because it is a smaller number. Say less than, fewer. And the last vocabulary word we need to know is equal or the same. Here are two cards of some sheep and some butterfly. There are 8 sheep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 butterflies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We would call those sets the same. They have the same amount or equal, okay? So how do we compare double digit numbers? I'm going to show you 2 strategies. So here's the number 15 and here's the number 61. First, we're going to compare how many tens there are. And if those numbers are the same, then we're going to go to the ones number. 10 is a bigger number than just 1. So that's why we start with the tens. The number 15 has 1 10, and the number 61 has 6 tens. So 61 is the bigger number, and 15 is less than or fewer. Okay, and I'm going to show you what that means. If I show 10 frames and ones for the number 15 and the number 61, you can see that there are more 10s in the 61 and there are less 10s in the 15. There may be more ones, friends, but one group of 10 is a lot bigger than 5 of these ones, right? So that's why we start by comparing the 10s first, and then we go to the ones if we need to. All right, our next strategy for comparing numbers is by looking at a 100s chart. Friends, as we count up to 100, numbers grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So we start at the top of a 100s chart, and those are where the smaller numbers are, right? And as we get to closer to 100, they grow bigger. You can see that 15 is close to the top of the chart. So 15 would be the fewer number or the smaller number, right? 61 is closer to 115. So we would call that the bigger number, the greater than number, the number that shows more, okay? All right, so let's start playing Double Digit War. You will need a deck of cards, and you will need to sort those cards. You will need aces, which are going to be 1 for this, okay? If you're confused on how to use an ace, and I know it says A on there, but we're going to pretend that A is a 1. If that confuses you, just sort those out too, and you can do, but you will also need 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s. Remember, aces are 1s, friends. These are the cards you do not need. You don't need 10s, you don't need jacks, you don't need queens, kings, or jokers, okay? Let's get started playing. Okay, friends, you play this game as you would regular War. War is a game where one player turns over a card and another player turns over the card, And the one who has the bigger number, or which number shows more, wins, right? So 7 is more than 2, so Moose won that round. Instead of playing war like we would play with one card, we're going to play with 2 cards and turn those 2 cards into 2-digit numbers. All right, so I have already shuffled a deck of cards. I took out the cards that we don't need, all the face cards like kings, queens, jacks. We don't need 10s. I give half the stack to my friend Moose, and I got half my stack, and we will play. So I'm going to go ahead and start by turning over 2 cards. And I turned over a 2 and a 4. So we're going to pretend that this is 2 10s and 4 1s. 2 and 4, that's 24, friends. 24. And here is Moose. What Moose turns over. He's going to turn over his 10. He's going to turn over his 1s. He turned over 7, 5, 75. 75 is much bigger than 24. It's closer to 100. And if we look at the 10s, there are more 10s than my 10s, right? So he gets those cards, and he's going to start a pile for points. Okay? All right, now we'll play again. So I'm going to turn over 2 more cards. I turned over a 9 and a 7, 97. He turned over an 8 and a 5, 85. 97 is much bigger than 85. 97 is closer to 100, and 9 has more 10s than 8. 90 has more 10s than 80. So I get those cards. I'm going to start a pile for points. Let's keep playing. Remember, the ace is 1. I turned over 1 10, 5 1s, 15. He turned over 1 10 and 1 1. 15. These two are the same, 1 10 and 1 10, so we have to now go to the 1s. And he has 1 1, but I have 5. So I won that round. I get the points in my point pile. Okay, and we'll keep playing. I turned over a 6 and a 2, 62. He turned over a 6 and a 4, 64. Let's look at the 10s. The 10s are the same. They're equal, right? He has 6 10s. I have 6 10s. We have to now go to the 1s. He has 4 1s, and I have 2 1s. Which number is bigger, friends? 64 or 62? 64 is much bigger than 62. He gets those as points. Okay. I will play one more time just to show you. I have a 3 and a 3, 33. He has a 3 and a 3, 33. 33 and 33 are the same number, friends. Who wins? Nobody does. And now this is very rare. This doesn't really happen where you turn over the 4 of the same number, but it could happen. And if that happens, no one wins, and we're just going to discard it, okay? Into a discard pile. Those are no one's points. So you keep playing until you run out of cards in your decks, and then to see who won, you count up all your points, right? This is a great way to practice naming your numbers to 100. 7 10s, 6 1s, 76. It is also a great way to compare your double-digit numbers. 76, 82. Moose wins that round. So as you play, practice naming the numbers you create. Oh, he has a 10. I missed that 10. Practice naming the numbers that you create. 75 is my number. 94 is his number. 94 is the bigger number. Moose wins. Okay. Have fun playing war, double-digit war.